Okay, I'd like to call to order this regular board meeting of the Guam Educational Telecommunications Corporation, PBS Guam. Today is March 16, 2023. The time is 12:34. Please state your name and title as we go around the room. Donovan Brooks, Chair.
Rosemary Clement.
Lorraine Hernandez, Administrative Officer.
Ina Carrillo, GM.
Mariflor Herrero, Treasurer.
Judy Flores, Secretary.
Thank you. Before you are the minutes of January 26th, which was our last meeting where we had a quorum. So seeking a motion to approve the minutes of January 26th.
Donovan, it's just one page, right?
No?
I mean, it's like,
1, 2,
oh,
3, 4, 5.
okay, I'm sorry. I got some other thing mixed up in there.
Got it? Yeah, that's fine. So seeking a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for January?
January 26th.
Yeah,
January 26th.
yeah, January 26th.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you.
That's right, because we didn't have a meeting in March.
No, we didn't have a quorum.
That's right, okay. Because that's why I was stopping. I said, wait, it's March now. I mean,
You're talking about February.
February, yeah.
Right. Okay, moving on. General Manager's report.
I have a little bit of a cough, so if I start coughing, I'll put my mask back on. The PBS annual audit is still going on. The auditors asked for an extension. It's basically month-to-month extensions until they finish, but we really need to finish this month because we need to submit the financials to CPB in order to get to be in compliance and get our grant funding. So we really need to do that as soon as possible. Citizen-centric reports pretty much are completed. We just have NSABs. We just have our tentative financials attached to it right now. Once the audit is finally complete, we'll put the final numbers in. It'll be done. Those we'll make copies. And then submit to OPA and all the senators, and of course at a loop. Our staff and management has been attending the ethics and government training courses. Every board member and staff must attend, and we need to have 100% compliance by law. So I think we're about 95%. We just have a couple people that still need to take the class. 2023 financial disclosures for calendar year 2022 is due no later than April 21st.
Excuse me, Ina, I know you have a mask on. Can you just speak a little louder?
Yes. The 2023 financial disclosure statements are due on April 21st, but I've printed them out and you guys just signed them all. So we'll take them down to GEC and file for you. Also, due to a shortfall with the GovGuam appropriated funds, we have to draw down $7,396.34 of our private funds to cover the balance of our power bill for December and January. Our funding that we received from the legislature, unfortunately, is not enough to satisfy 100% of our power consumption. That results in us having to fund our power bill, more than half of our power bill from private funds. So our power bill has increased
Wow.
a lot.
Jesus.
And it's just power rates, I guess, and also additional consumption. But we've gone from about 6,000 to 12,000. It's doubled.
Wow.
Yeah. And then production-wise,
In what period of time was that?
Half a year, you're saying?
every month it's been increasing, but over the last year it's doubled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since December.
Yeah. And, every year when we have to submit budgets, Lorraine and I always try to submit a budget that includes like 100% of the power, but, we just kind of make do with what is appropriated to us. But really, not all of our utilities are covered in our annual budget.
Is that because we have all this new equipment?
No, it's just the amount of funding that the legislature appropriates for PBS. So when they appropriate funding, they appropriate for our nine employees and a portion of our power, but not 100%. So unfortunately, we have to use private funds to cover the rest.
When was the last time they either increased or decreased the amount that we get for power, you know?
Haven't.
Has it been static for the
We've
last?
asked every year, pretty much. It has.
No, but I-
Actually, that's a line item that they sometimes want to omit.
Yeah, sometimes they do governor's transfer, but most of the time, like last year, we paid close to 400 some at the end of the year. But for this fiscal year, we're really short because they only gave us 36. And usually we need 90. Well, we're gonna use more than 90 now because of the power rate going up.
Increase, yes.
Double our power consumption.
No, but are we also using more power because we have more equipment?
Yeah, and we also have more
More
staff.
staff, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And there have been rate increases.
And rate increases as well, yes.
So it might behoove us to try to make sure that our commitment to seeking additional appropriation, we're just going to have to try to keep up or get ahead or get back even to where we were in terms of the percentage of money that we were getting versus, the actual power bills. So that's just something that the station will have to do long-term.
I've been lobbying with the senators to try to get not only some additional personnel funded, but also, to increase our appropriations for contractual services, which is like power, right? It's only power. So pretty much every time I run into a senator, I ask them.
PBS bill.
Yes,
We're trying to get
We always
them
ask.
to pay a little or
a little bit of our license
half
fee,
of our
our membership.
PBS membership.
Yeah, because that's a hefty bill too. It's over 300,000 we pay every year.
Is there any way that we can reduce the consumption of like turning air conditioners off when you're not here or anything like that? I mean, I don't know, I'm just asking is this place air conditioned 24 hours a day
You have to, I mean,
Yeah.
because of the
at
equipment?
least one.
We
is
don't have
on.
adequate windows, so we
Yeah.
have to leave it on. Otherwise, there'll be condensation and then mold.
Yes.
I'm just asking because I
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Generally, from a professional standpoint, you would want to keep this humidity
Yeah.
control
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
This area and
strictly,
MCO.
so yeah.
Yeah, and also we've done what we could. We've replaced all the air conditioner. They're all high efficiency air conditioners. Short of getting like a supplementary power source, like solar panels or
Do you
something
get
like that.
rebates like private people? Like I just got
No.
wasn't much. It was $200 because we got a new eco-friendly air conditioner.
No, not business.
You can't do it, businesses, okay. Well, just a thought.
Yeah.
Do we have any underwriting or sponsorship for power? Have we ever?
I was talking to Tyrone Taitano, who is the infrastructure policy director now. Actually, I'm going to get to that in development. But we're talking about the possibility of some sort of grant that we could apply to make ourselves sustainable. So we're looking into applying or looking into grants that would afford us to get some a solar system. So we're researching that now. We were just talking about that a few months ago, but it's something that we're looking for too.
Good.
I mean, I think that's going to be a couple $100,000 investment. So we're looking for grants first before we even explore trying to pay for that on our own.
Okay.
So that's kind of what's been on my mind lately is the power situation.
Well, given your experience and success in going after and receiving grants, I think, you're right where you need to be.
Yeah, because it's a necessity. I mean, it's not something frivolous, it's,
Yeah.
The good thing
I mean,
is,
we're maintaining this very expensive equipment, which
Yes, we
is
are.
a very big priority.
Indeed it is.
okay, so in production, we have been working on our board initiative. It's called, excuse me, it's called the Solution to Pollution, and it's our 2023 board initiative adopted by the board. And I would like, I think Sean's going to cue the commercials. So far. That
like
was
that
the
one.
first.
That's me at the beach.
Yeah.
I've never been to the beach that I haven't picked up trash.
And then we have our third spot.
Right, so let's get down to it. If you did want to join us with the gold membership, you obviously. Excuse me! What? Right, so as I was saying, sir. Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Something of your life, and then be the solution to pollution.
I like it.
I like it.
Those are three that we had produced. We wanted to do something different than the just typical,
Pick up trash.
B-roll of trash being.
So this is
picked up.
going to be on these little inserts in between and after shows?
Commercials, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think that's great.
Yeah, I think people will kind of laugh at it a little bit and maybe think
Yeah.
twice about, picking up some trash when they see it around. So production has been working on that campaign. We're also working on a partnership with Clutch Guam to produce more local sports. Clutch Guam does, sports highlights. They're really, they have a heavy social media following. So I think we're looking to partner with them and actually stream these games in its entirety. While they continue to do their highlights and social content, like clips and content. So it's a good partnership. We're working together to do that. And so we really want to kind of take more ownership of sports. In addition, we're going to continue to partner with the University of Guam and do sports like volleyball and basketball. It's more controlled, so you'll see that we'll have a better quality of the broadcast because we have direct video feed to UOG. Whereas with Clutch, we're going to have to be streaming, right? And so we'll have to be relying on our local internet providers for the infrastructure to provide the stream.
Are you covering the paddling at all? The paddling season has started.
I think the
It's
goal.
so gorgeous. I mean, when you walk on the
yeah.
beach and you see those paddlers and it's like a tourist attraction, actually.
We'd have to check with Clutch, but I think the goal right now is championship games from the NAACP and this private school.
Basketball.
Whatever the private
Yeah, there's
school
two
is.
different groups paddling.
Yeah, there's the two leagues, so we'll be covering, I think it's just the main championship because I don't think we have
Yeah, that's
staffing to cover
in May.
everything,
They have
yeah.
the final thing.
And it's different sports, various sports. And so,
Excuse me for a minute. I have a suggestion regarding the solution to pollution spots. These are going to be shown just on PBS.
yes.
Okay, so is there any other way that PBS, us, we can introduce these spots to the other radio stations?
We can.
TV
We'd be totally willing to share it. So maybe what I can do is send a press release out, and send it out to the media and give them rights to air them as they please. It's a nice local spot, you know.
Oh, I think they're really nice. I mean,
We'll send it to.
but
all
I
the
agree, it needs a
stations.
broader audience, and, no, I think Mary Floyd's right. I think it needs a, I mean, would we just, we're paying to make them. I mean, would we just give them to KUAM?
I would
or-
give it to them, and it'll be there. It would be. They would play it if it would be up to them if they play it. It would be basically an in-kind donation to us.
They wouldn't buy it.
Yeah,
I'm quite
they
sure
wouldn't
they
buy
would
it.
not buy
They
it.
may charge us, but give them the opportunity. Like if we have these spots produced, if you want to air them, you can air them, and you can have the rights to use them as you like. What's that?
It'll also
Sounds
be
to
on
me
our-
like
on
it's
our
a really nice gift
channel.
for us to give it to them, especially like doing the news, because I think a lot of people,
Be all over.
like we watch the local, I mean, I don't actually watch the local news, but a lot of
Okay,
people do.
let's, one at a time, please.
I'm sorry.
You got,
Maybe we can even mention this to the governor and the lieutenant governor, so that the government can push that to
Oh, yeah.
the other stations.
I can send it to Crystal, and Crystal can also play it on the Governor channel, and then I can send it to the legislature. They have a channel that will, and then in addition to us, that will also put us on the governor's and legislature's channel on Docomo and GTA. And then we'll just send them all to the KUAM in Sorensen and maybe the movie theaters, and if they'd like to pick them up, if they have some space available, they can insert our spot.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it has to be
Yeah,
a
that's
lot,
easy.
a lot, so that people can catch on it. But anyway, they're really nice, and I think that we should do our best to utilize them.
one question I have is, so we're gonna run these spots for 3 months. Do we have a plan in place to rotate in new
I was
spots?
planning on running it for 8 weeks each spot and then rotate them out.
Okay, so that'll give us 8,
That'll give us about 6 more months. Yeah, we could do 8 or 12.
At different times during the day.
Yeah, throughout the day.
it's a great start.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Production, we're also working on Mes Chamorro series. Excuse me, that'll air this month. We're going to be also working with the museum, Kaha to produce, not Kaha, I'm sorry, Chamorro Affairs to produce the Chamorro Challenge Bowl, which will be on March 25th. Okay, and that we are going to shoot at the Sonana mayor's office, or the new theater. PBS Chamorro Master Series, we're calling it, we have a name for it, it's called Sina. Season 1, it's about 80% done. We need to shoot one more episode. We do have a opening excuse me, trailer. It's very, very good. Kel did a great job. I'm gonna skip over that. Oh, and then for development, this month, I've been working with the Office of Infrastructure and Policy to apply for a maintenance program grant, which is the MAP grant.
Would you like some water?
I'm okay.
Do you want some water?
No, I'm fine.
I need my glasses.
This might help.
I
Oh.
have a straw here.
Here, can you pass this out?
I was thinking the same thing. I don't have any with me.
Oh, does everyone have?
Then I thought I don't want her to choke. Are those all halls?
I can't see.
Sorry about that. This month, I've been working with the Office of Infrastructure and Policy to apply for a MAP grant with the Department of Interior. Similar to the TAP grant that we applied for with the Governor's Office in 2019. But this one is specifically, so the MAP grants, they're used to promote and develop insular institutions and capabilities to improve operations and maintenance of infrastructure in the island areas. MAP grants usually require matching contribution from the insular area government. But I believe that right now that's being waived. Either way, we do have capability to apply a match because we have some funding available, right? It's available to all 4 territories. and freely associated states. Funding for MAP is appropriated annually by U.S. Congress. So with the assistance of OIP, I plan to use the funding to help offset costs of renovations, specifically for the installation and upgrade of our new power grid and internet infrastructure, as well as to purchase and install emergency generators. And that was also in the plan for our renovations. So total grant funding requested for is $644,800, and the MAP grants are awarded annually around June and July. So the application is complete. We have all of our letters of support. I think we're just pending one letter of support from the governor, which is on her desk right now. As soon as it's signed, they'll submit the application, and we wait.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, how did you come up with this figure?
This number was from the architects. So if you look at the renovation plan, it's broken down into sections, and so I'm applying for, so because MAP is specifically for infrastructure and operations maintenance, I took the main infrastructure part of the renovation, which is the installation of power, internet, and generators, and I am applying for the grant for that whole section of the renovation.
Good, and,
So-
that's
Yeah.
great, but now on this figure that we are asking, what is the likelihood that we will get 100% or of this
We
number?
feel that, well, with the MAP, it is a requirement that we match. Usually it's like a 20-80, right? We provide 20% and they'll match, or they'll give us 80 and we'll match 20. But,
Government of one.
yes, yes. So
So if we're asking for 7, do we have to come up with like 2?
I'm looking, I think, yeah,
It's a match.
close to.
So we got to find 200,000 locally.
But
in
we
order-
do have that because we have money sitting for our capital fund for renovations. We have 1.8 million. So I wanted to try to apply for the MAP for a portion of the construction. We were planning, either way, we're going to go ahead with it. We were planning to do this renovation, but now what I'm doing is applying for grants to help offset the cost so we don't have to fork out the full amount.
Sure.
So,
That's fantastic.
yes.
Very good.
So it's pretty extensive to apply for the MAP grant. They want to have constructual plans. They want a timeline. I've been going back and forth with, I've been off for a couple days and sick for a couple days last week, but still we were going back and forth with me and the infrastructure people and Lorraine, and we've been needing things like our financials and all kinds of documents. It's a pretty extensive grant, so I'm just glad that it's completed, and once we just get that final letter from the governor, they can submit it and we'll be done. This was much more work than the TAP grant, actually. The TAP grant, I feel like I wrote a proposal, submitted, and it was it. But this one, they need a whole bunch of other requirements, but it's okay because we had all of that
Yeah.
stuff. Thank God we
At
we
least
had
blueprint was done.
yeah, and those are the things they look for, right? They
Yeah.
want to know the actual plan. They want to see construction. They want to see the architectural plans and
Engineering,
stuff. So, like,
sure.
really, you can't apply for the grant until
After you get
you're serious and ready to do whatever your project is. Yeah.
Just so happens, huh?
Yeah, so I'm really like hopeful because, you know, when we first were talking about renovations, right? This was in 2020, and we knew that we got some funds and we wanted to save it for the renovations. When we brought DPW in, they were like, "Oh yeah, $2 million. What's it gonna cost?" And so in my head, I was like, "Okay, $2 million. I think we can get away with 1.75." You know, fast forward 18 months. Construction prices have doubled, so
Yeah.
we're falling short. So this is really going to be a big help. So I'm hopeful, and I'm very hopeful, and I'm pretty comfortable in saying that we are going to get this grant. So,
Keep our fingers crossed.
and I think it's a strong application, so I'm happy with that too. Okay, development team, they have gone through the ProTrack training for spot insertion and also producing affidavits and scheduling. So they'll be able to assist programming in that.
Excuse me, what's protract?
ProTrack is the system that we use to insert commercials and to prepare affidavits, which are basically your
So
monthly
you mean
bill.
they took like a little course on the computer? Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
with our vendor,
Okay.
yeah. So they're
Affidavits are for tracking
Spots.
the spots, actual
Yeah,
area.
that they actually ran at a certain amount of time, because when you sell spots, you're selling packages of
Right.
100 spots will run between this time, so we print out the log.
Right.
Is pretty much what it is. Okay. Also, we're preparing for Easter, our Easter outreach. We're going to be doing 2 events, the annual Easter egg fair and egg hunt presented by Parks and Rec. That's on Wednesday, April 5th, and then from 10 to 12. And then after that, we'll be doing the Manila Mayor's Office Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 8th, and that's from 9 to 12. We'll be putting together an activity booth and then also doing, pushing PBS Kids Club and our programming at both events.
Is this because they're our neighbors, Maguilao?
Yes, so we always support
We always
Manila.
ask. Yeah.
We always support them with Easter and Halloween.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where is the
It says the Harmon.
Harmon Sports Center? Where is that?
That's where the pool is up there in
Dededo? Like
in
Costa-
Dededo.
Yeah,
Soccer
right by the
field,
soccer.
Soccer
So
field.
that's where they're going to.
Yeah, they have the
that's Island
basketball.
White?
Yes.
They're gonna hire
Usually do it at
Easter
Aspen
eggs there? I mean, don't they usually do it on the grass someplace?
Yeah, where the pool's at?
They used
No,
to
I
do
thought
it
they
at-
did it
they used to
in
do it at
Ganya,
the park.
Assen.
Or Assen.
I
Park,
think
yeah.
Assen Park is nicer.
I think that now there's some federal issues about staking into the grass and
You're kidding.
yeah, and so it's just getting more difficult, I guess, for the Parks and Rec. So they're just gonna use their own park.
But isn't this,
It's that.
I mean, there's like bleachers and stuff. I mean, is there grass there? I mean, I go to the soccer games because
I think what they're doing is dividing it by the
Ages.
yeah. So
The
one age
section.
will have one baseball field, the other age will be in another field, and
Oh.
it's kind of awkward, but I don't know. It's Parks and Rec's thing, so that's where they want to do it.
Are they using real eggs?
I think
Plastic.
I don't know. I don't
Saving
think
last
so.
year's plastic.
Well, they did.
Eggs are too expensive.
Yes.
Holy cow, you gotta go to the gas station to buy eggs these days.
Oh, believe me.
Okay, all right, moving on.
Okay, so engineering, PBS, well, we were off the air for off-air feed. That's our antenna reception, which is our free, we call it free TV over here. And it was down due to technical difficulties with our cooling solution at our Barragod Heights transmitter site, which means our aircon was down. 2 of the 4 aircons were down. So while we were out of operations for off-air feed from February 9th to the 27th, we were still able to broadcast through Docomo and GTA, just not on the free TV. We repaired the affected equipment and we continued to do maintenance on the remaining 2 units. So we fixed the first 2 units, and that was had been approved by the board. That was an emergency approval because we wanted to get it done. That was a couple meetings ago. So now we're just going to be maintaining and fixing some repairs for the last 2 units. There's just an overview of what happened to the first 2 units and what was fixed. Aircon 3 and 4, that's the ones that need to be repaired now. There are original aircons from 2019. They were replaced in 2018. They were supposed to be replaced in 2018, but at the time we weren't able to afford the replacement. It was something like $30,000. So now we're doing the repairs. It's like a compressor replacement or something like that. So John is working on getting 2 additional quotes, but I would like, while he gets that, I would like the board to approve a repair for the last 2 units of up to $4,500. And then when we get the 3 quotes, we'll be able to, I'll have the authority to approve the purchase. It's just, we don't want to wait till the next month so that we could fix the last 2 air cons, because the 2 air cons are working hard already. I need to just get it done as soon as possible, but it's just a vendor issue with the parts that we need, and nobody wants to give us a quote, so we're having troubles getting 3 quotes. So as soon as we get the 3 quotes, we will repair, but at this time, I don't know when it's going to happen. I'd just like it to be done as soon as possible.
I have one question.
Yes.
When our live broadcast goes down, but we remain available on the cable, do we also remain on YouTube, on internet?
Yes. So we will be available on YouTube, Docomo, and GTA. It's just the free
Right.
free TV.
It's just turning the transmitter.
Right, I
Yeah.
understand.
So the transmitter is the one that controls the free TV, where you can just plug your TV in anywhere.
Right. I don't even know if they make TVs like that anymore.
Not really. Everything's smart.
You can use your DTV,
Can you?
and you pick it
You
up
have to
with
do
an
a.
antenna.
You have to scan.
Oh, okay.
Scan channel.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that it, Ina?
Yes. Oh, I do have one more thing, but I wanted to see if the board would be okay with approving a repair of up to $4,500, $4,500 for the repair of the,
The 2 air cons.
Okay, so I also wanted to ask you if possible, so usually the lifetime of the AC units are about 8 to 10 years, is that correct?
Yes.
So these units were bought or spared in 2009, right?
yes.
So, my goodness, it's already been almost
Yes.
15 years. So, my experience is that when you start fixing the ACs, it's good.
Throwing
money.
good money after bad.
Yes, and it happened in my house. I have it was only like a 10-ton AC unit, but it was quite old, and every month there would be something, or it needs Freon, or it needs something burn out, or it needs to replace something, and people can, so I decided to forget it, renovated the whole thing. I spent $10,000, but it's so much better now, and I don't have to worry about bills, so
It
I
is.
don't know, is there a possibility?
It is to replace would be ideal, but we're talking about, $120,000 for a new aircon.
For each?
About 30 to 30,
But right now,
40 each.
according to John, is having someone quote on the aircon. It's with the 6,000, maybe by next year, everybody's up to, power with getting the parts and stuff together, because they have to build this thing. And the last time we paid was close to 40-some thousand.
For each unit, or?
For the
It's about
4,
40,000 each, yeah. 30
about-
to 40,000 each unit.
And there are 4 units.
And we have
in that
4
building,
units, yeah.
The transmitter.
You mean in this
So we
whole
tried
building?
again,
I'm
we
confused
tried.
about these air conditioners.
We tried to get quotes 2 years ago on it, but the problem is the manufacturer on the one that John is, because you have to use the same, description that is needed for that place. And they don't do it here on the island. So that's his problem. So we found someone that can repair it, and he said probably in the next 3 years, but at least we can get all 4 working for now. And then probably next year he can be looking for replacement. But he really needs those 4 so that he can turn off what's now on and then turn on the other 2. He just wants to, make sure that he has a backup for now.
Okay.
Is this for the whole building, or are you talking about this
No,
studio?
it's for the transmitter.
Transmitter.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're looking at a cost of around no more than 45,000 to
Right.
do the repairs,
100.
41, 45, that's to repair, 4,500.
4,500
Yes.
to
Just to
repair
repair
versus.
all of them, or
versus
for 2?
Just 2 versus 40,000 or 20,000,
30 to 40 each.
30 to 40 each, so 120,000 to completely redo
I-
the AC.
Wow.
I think that it warrants to study how much, maybe instead of buying 4 of them at the same time, maybe we can buy first one and then buy another one and so forth. Because
Develop a plan to upgrade.
Yeah, he can do that, but for now, I mean, it's emergency that he really wants to fix the other
Sure,
two. And
sure.
then, like he said, I mean, with who we dealt with, he said these aircon can last 3 more years if the maintenance is upkeep, right? And then probably next year, he can start looking for quotes, at least one at a time, you say?
Replacement.
And this is a
replace-
local company that's going to do this?
Yes.
The repairs,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, repair, but for new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense to me. The problem, that building gets very hot because of the heat generated by the transmitter.
Transmitter, yep.
And if those two that are now functioning go out,
Yeah.
we don't have a backup. So
We have to go down, and it's quite a hassle. If we're not broadcasting, we have to file a report with the FCC. We have, if it's too long, we can lose our license.
So yeah, this is a stopgap measure, but with a nod towards a long-term plan.
Yes.
Okay.
So we need a motion, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, I'll move to approve the repair job of the air conditioners for the transmission
Building.
building of up to $4,500. Do we need to add anything else
No, I think
to
that's clear.
that? Okay, so that is the motion.
Okay, I second the motion.
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, and then the last thing, I didn't put it on my report, but I was able to meet with John Rubin, who was the WNET New York Public Media Senior Director for the Education Department. He's going to be moving here with his wife. His wife is a professor at UOG. She's a marine biologist.
I'm sorry, who are
Who are
we
you talking about?
now?
John Rubin.
And Mr. Rubin is,
He's he was excuse me, the former senior director of education with WNET. It's the PBS station in New
Boston.
York.
Isn't that Boston?
WNET New York.
WNET?
Yeah.
New
Okay,
York.
New York.
So he was proposing that he can. He was wondering he would like to do some contract work here, try to get us funding and assist with getting some of our content on the PBS video app. Well, anyway, yes,
You
he's
said
proposing that he do some contract work here.
He's from
and-
Boston and he's moved
No,
here?
He's from New York.
New York.
From New York?
His wife has taken up. She's going to do some research here with the university and marine lab, and so they'll be here for a few years. So he is proposing that he could do some contract work with us here at a rate of about $3,000 a month.
I'd surely be interested to see what he has to offer.
Yeah, I am too. I feel like, I had an initial meeting with him. I told him I'd bring it up in the board meeting, but I'd like to talk with him more to see what it is he could do, because, if he's talking about grants, and he could assist with that, I'd like to know what it is, because we also can do that here.
Yeah.
So, I'd just like to talk to him more. I just wanted to bring it up to the board and let you know that I did meet with him. He's an exec from one of the other PBS stations looking for work here. But
So
I
he
need to talk-
came to Guam
he's coming. He'll be here in April.
because his wife has a job?
Yeah.
And
She's a
He's
professor.
retired or something, or?
I think they're just moving here because she's, has this opportunity to do some research with the marine. She's a marine biologist, so
His wife is a marine biologist?
yeah, she'll be a professor at UOG and doing some research also. So they're moving from New York in April. So I think he's just looking for something to do.
I think that is a good idea to always
Yeah.
find out what he has to offer, and if he is a good fit for PBS here, great, but I wouldn't like to commit
Yeah, same here.
$3,000 without even knowing
I'd like
what
to
he has
talk to him
offer.
more, and maybe what I can do is, or maybe when he comes, I can invite him to our next board meeting and we can interview him in executive session. If you guys would like to know more about what he has to offer, and then discuss opportunity here. But
And he was with public television in New York?
Sure, I'd like to meet him.
Yeah,
Okay.
it would be nice to meet him and see what he has to offer.
okay, that's it for me.
Thank you. Financial statements, balance sheet and profit and loss, pages 1 and 2.
3, 4.
I think I just stapled the wrong site.
Yep.
Just turn it around the,
So balance
Right
sheet,
side.
balance sheet, page 1.
Yes.
Got it?
Page 2,
And then you have
page
the
1. Oh, okay, oh, so it's
Yeah. I just-
half-assed backwards.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, so just noting cash on hand. CSG cash accounts, $2,385,840.68. Private funds, $545,118.46.
I'm sorry, what exactly are the private funds?
That's cash race.
Pardon me?
Private funds is cash race,
Oh,
fundraising.
Oh, okay.
Underwriting, production, anything incoming.
As compared to the CSG cash accounts, that's the
Yeah, CSG from
one.
CSG.
okay.
Okay,
Grant of $99,474.90. Restricted?
That's the APR, the one from CSG, the
Okay.
Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Okay, that was like
That's
the
our
latest,
remaining.
grant that,
No, that was since the pandemic.
oh, okay.
CPB gave each station, yeah.
All right. I
So
do-
that's the remaining.
I do recall that.
So this deferred revenue is from government of Guam, or what is
what account?
CSG? CSG deferred revenue. 828,408 deferred revenue.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure where you're at.
In the back part?
It's in the second, the balance sheet, the second part of the balance sheet.
Okay, we're still on page 1 of the balance sheet.
That's the CSG deferred revenue, yes.
What is that?
That's money that we have left over from the community service grant.
Okay, can we just,
That's-
can we,
It
can
hasn't
we,
come to us?
can we, go down page 1 first? Let's
I
finish-
thought that this is the,
Yeah, you're on page,
we're looking
you're on.
at the balance sheet first,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
there's two
but we're in
pages.
the first
There's one and
page.
Oh, I thought you already went through that.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, not yet.
So-
We're getting there.
Yeah, I'm confused. We're not,
So we're on balance sheet, page 1.
okay.
Okay,
On the back of page 1 is page 2.
okay.
So we were at total checking savings, $3,030,434.
Excuse me.
That's-
Okay, so total checking and savings is 3 million, give and take. Accounts receivable, is there anything we need to be concerned about in receivables? Because, you guys know better than us.
Well, a big portion of that, again, is a DOA for about 500,000.
Department of Administration?
Yeah,
Is that under an MOA?
for one of them.
It's an invoice that was processed,
MOU,
so we're
rather.
just waiting for payments.
Okay.
What is
But
this?
it will
Which one?
come, right?
Yeah, it's from.
Looking at receivables? and-
Oh.
And,
Oh, where it says
Item
minus
voted.
48,000? Is that what you're talking about?
right,
This is money you're waiting for?
right.
610, yeah.
And the bulk of it, we're waiting, is from Department of Administration. Okay, receivables, other current assets, prepaid expenses. If you see anything that you're questioning, just call it out. Assets, page
What's
2.
what are you saying, what's undeposited funds?
Where are we now?
We're still on page 1.
Page
Where are
1.
you?
Undeposited funds.
Other current assets, $3,000 of undeposited funds.
Those are still, I think this is the private funds, current assets. Oh, it's an asset that we're still waiting. We didn't deposit yet.
You have the checks with you?
It's not paid. So it's a funding that, I guess, with this audit, it will be adjusted. Because I'm thinking this is there's something that we didn't receive yet.
Yeah. It's like 3 cameras.
From whom?
B&H.
Probably the
3 cameras
things
from
that.
B&H that they haven't arrived yet.
Okay, can we just get a clarification?
I think it's a isn't that the purchase order
Yeah.
that's pending?
It's an open PO.
Yeah.
We just shipped it. It's coming by boat, but we haven't received it yet.
Yeah.
It's for part of our equipment. It was on back order. The PO is still open, and it seems like B&H just shipped it like early last week. So it probably, maybe in about 3 or 4 weeks, it should be here.
Because it's an asset that's pending.
It went to a
So-
proof order, so it's coming by boat. So once we receive it, then
It'll be removed.
the PO will be closed, and this will be closed.
But shouldn't that be attached then to accounts receivables?
I think because,
No, because receivables cash.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is like equipment that we received, what we had a grant to buy equipment. But this equipment, it was I think it's 3 cameras from B&H that was back ordered. So now they have received it and they just shipped it. We just picked it up. Anyway, it's coming. Once we
Okay.
receive the
It'll be
equipment, the
removed.
PO will be closed.
Okay. It just looked like, we had money floating around.
It looks very healthy.
No, it's
The bottom
assets.
line.
Yeah.
So it's equipment type of thing.
Okay, moving down. Total fixed assets, page 2. So total assets, 8,800,000 and change.
So, referring to her question in regards to the CSG deferred revenue, these are money that we received and not spent from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Okay.
It's a deferred, carried over. So that's the money that we have as of February.
Carried over from,
From the previous.
Previous fiscal year.
And then we just received
Yeah.
another grant, for this year, for 2023 grant. So this is the balance that we have for CSG.
Usually these monies are earmarked
2
for
years.
staffing, right?
Right.
And we can apply it within a 24-hour month period.
It's every 2 years.
Yeah, because we had funding in other private funds, right? We didn't have to use all of the CSG money for salaries and stuff, so we've been able to save some of that funding. Yeah.
So to spend this, we have until next year, 2024, to spend this amount.
a novel approach.
Yeah. But we have the other half that's coming after we finish the audit.
So the way the CSG grant works is they give us in 2 cycles,
Right.
and it all is dependent on our audit. So once we get everybody to finish and that's why also that sexual harassment training is very important, because that's part of the grant agreement.
CSG
that
compliance.
Once we get 100%
Everything.
trained, staff, volunteers, and board, then they deposit the first half. And then after the audit and we submit of our financials and our STAPS report, then they give us the second half. So that's why it was very important that, we've been kind of hounding our auditors, like, please get this done, because we need to receive our second half of the grant funding.
Do they have a compliance deadline?
They have up to-
Completion deadline?
Mark, they asked for extension for this month.
Yeah,
And do they give us a discount if they have to?
I don't know.
Ask for
I
an
would like
extension.
one. That's why also Lorraine and I go to PBMA, because that's also part of the grant
Requirement.
requirements before we get funded. So They
We have
give
to
us
be
all of the
trained.
training there, otherwise we'd have to take it all online, but it's all there. We get trained and then we fulfill the grant obligations.
Okay, so just finishing off on the balance sheet, it's really, I get a really good feeling looking at, the numbers here that in the last, 10 years ago, this was unheard of. So,
Okay, so I have one more final thing. I still think that this retained earnings of minus 150,000 is something that has to be dealt.
This is the government of Guam's portion of the pending
This return?
liability.
retained or named.
That is
Okay.
not,
But,
it,
okay.
when the audit finish, that thing's reduced. Once we get the information from the government of Guam, this will change. But it is the government of Guam's liability, not
Well, I
ours.
hope so, because as of now, here it shows as retained earnings, which is a positive instead of a negative, supposed to be.
I'm sorry,
Yeah, we are in the bottom at the end where it says equity.
oh, this one.
On page 1, yeah.
No, on
Page
page
two.
Page 2.
You're talking about the,
At the very end of the page where it says equity.
Equity.
Yeah, liabilities
that is,
and
the
equity.
equity is our building when it defers.
I know, but
Yeah.
see, the balance, the fund balance plan, that's the equity that, in the building, which is good.
Yes.
And then it says retained earnings, and that's a negative. So I feel that this figure is in plugged in there so as to match the total liabilities and equities with the rest of the, but in any case, I really feel that number should not be negative.
Yeah, well, basically how we interpret this is like a deferment. The building and anything that is pending, what do you call that? Trying to get that accounting. Like a wash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
what
a
it
wash.
is.
But see, once we finish the audit, then these numbers will change.
Okay.
Right now, it's just sitting there
Okay.
as an equity of the building and things that needs to be deducted.
And then my last question is at the end where it says net income, and I assume this is just for this month?
Yes,
And
from previous.
So it's a negative income of 355,000?
It's previous, it's a carryover, not just for February.
Okay.
But why is it negative?
Yeah,
For, it's supposed to be minusing, net income. I need to click on that. I'll get the description for next month's, on what that negative is.
see, if that have retained balance earnings was not there, then their net income would be
It's still gonna be a net.
still negative but lower.
It's
I mean,
still-
I
It's still gonna be a negative.
numbers.
Yeah, it's still gonna be negative.
So if we can just get some clarification next
Yeah.
meeting, as to.
There's a description on the QuickBooks
Okay.
on that. But,
Okay, so we go through the profit and loss now?
Yeah. Is it possible that we could have someone from the accountants come in and just talk to us about?
yeah, Jerry can come in,
Okay, can we schedule that for next
Yeah.
meeting?
sure.
Okay. Great.
Is this Deloitte? Is that what you're using?
No,
Jerry Polino.
Jerry that does our closing.
Jerry who?
Jerry Polino.
Polino?
Oh.
He's a contractor, private contractor. Profit and loss, page 1. Just going down the numbers. Gulf Guam appropriation, is that year-to-date?
Yes, that's just February.
Just February?
Profit and loss for February only.
No, well,
You want comparison?
I'm just wondering, 63 and 16 is 79, so that's the total of the Gulf Guam appropriation for what period?
for February. That's what they gave us. That's what we're using for February for salary benefits.
So every month we get about 79,000 approximately? That's, okay, so this is a proportion of the whole, a portion of the whole. Okay. Community service grant at 115,000, that's CSG money. Contributions and other revenue, underwriting 2770, production 3450. That's money that's billed, right? That's production. When you say production, that's production income. Fundraising, readathon. Is that a late figure, the 1125? Because I know we talked
That
about
was spending
Residuals.
$11.
something that came in late.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So total income, 202,000. As I said, these numbers are much, so much higher than we're used to seeing. I'm just happier than a clam. Production, upgrades. So if you see something that you would like to look a little closer at, please let me know. I'm just trying to go down the numbers here.
Oh, see, you put it the other way around.
That's what I said. I stapled the wrong.
She's a lefty.
Are you a lefty?
No.
Oh, I'm a lefty. And everything in my life is backwards.
I didn't even notice it.
So Obama and Clinton are left-handed too, so.
So we're going to have Mr. Paulino come in as soon as possible and help us, get a better understanding of what we're looking at here.
He's our accountant?
We hire him.
Monthly closing the books.
Oh, that's not with the big firm, though. He's
No, that's not EY,
EY is our auditor.
auditors.
He has a small firm.
Yes.
So anyway, on the month of February, it shows a loss of 143,662. Is that all because we didn't get enough payments, or is it because we spent more, or because we didn't get
Yeah.
grants, or why?
We spent more. If you look at the private fund side, this is more money that wasn't brought in, but we paid out. If you look at there's one with the contractual,
Contractual production cost?
yeah.
That was the teachers, PBS.
The equipment, capital equipment, we paid out 78,000. That was for the second payment of the
Oh, yeah.
the
architect.
architect. That was,
Oh, you mean the ones that are doing the study?
yes.
Remember, it was 170.
Where are you? Where's this architect? What page is that?
On the capital, equipment capital,
So that was
that's part of the expense.
a big one, 78,000. That was for the EMSCO
5065.
company that did the architectural plans for the renovation. So the invoice came in, we're at 60% completion, and so they required another payment. So that was about close to 80 grand.
Yeah. And then you have the contract production, that 20,000, that is the contract people that we already billed State Clearinghouse for that. So, it's coming out of our in-house funds.
Okay.
But that whole negative is this income from private funds versus the expense from private funds. Because the government of Guam is an in and out. What comes in, it's paid out. The CSG is whatever money comes in, it's paid out. So really that negative is the part of the private funds expense versus the income.
And these stipends, that refers to our lunch?
For board,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so I can see the negative because of these monies that have to go on.
Paid, yes.
But I still think that we need someone from Jerry Paulino to come and explain us all these things that we don't understand.
Next month, he'll be here.
That would
I hope.
be helpful, right?
We'd like for him to be here.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions? Good. Moving on.
I like to see a positive.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you can't see positives, especially when it's going through audit and, you know, things has to be adjusted and things like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Old business. Do we have any old business that we haven't talked about yet? Any questions on the upcoming trip to San Diego? Anybody have any questions, concerns? Everybody's got their hotel accommodations and...
Okay, I want to ask, because I haven't really followed anything. Do we need to get our own ticket or you get the ticket?
Well, so based off our last meeting, I purchased tickets for the board that was, the board members that said they could attend. Will you be attending?
Yeah, remember I answered and say I could attend?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna be out there for a wedding, so we were planning on paying for your registration.
I see. But you know, this is on the 13th,
May.
no, the May. My wedding is in April.
Oh, I
That's
see.
why I was telling you that
okay.
I was confirming that I would be on April. And then you guys turn to me and say, no, it's not April, it's in May. See, so I am going to be in April, but in LA.
So
but,
we would need to procure for your ticket.
But I mean, it's just 1 month later, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can do
if
it.
you want me to attend, because I have go back again on June. I have a wedding on June 10th. But, you know, I just cannot stand
Okay.
such a long time.
Okay, we can purchase your ticket in
We
that
just have
case.
to adjust the money.
We need the board to approve a
Approve.
amount.
Is she already registered?
No,
So you have to pay
We
for
still
the
have time to
ticket
register?
registration. Yeah.
because the registration, it went up based on our estimate costs that we present to the board. So we would have to do another estimate for her.
Yeah, whatever it takes, as long as she can still get registered, because if she can't get registered, there's no point in
April.
attending.
March is, let's see, where's the ending? Let me check on that, because I know the 31st, CPB.
So if you could send us a picture of your passport,
Okay.
and then we can book the ticket.
Okay. He says here that the conference would be May 30 to, oh, that's the second one.
Yeah, so
May
it's May-
15 to 17.
Yes,
But
so-
then he says something,
May 13
the
to 8.
pre-registration fee is $5.95 per person.
Yeah,
It's
it's-
submitted
Oh, no,
by
it's
April.
It went up to-
It's 700 now.
But
Yeah.
we're not in April yet.
No, but the price that was from last year. So when we registered, went into the site, it did go up.
Okay. He says an additional $100 per person if after the deadline, but the deadline is April 1st?
Yes.
I'm gonna look
30,
right now
yeah.
You still
because,
have, you still can apply for,
yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna look right now what the cost
well, let
is.
me know. And if
Yeah.
there is not enough money and I cannot go, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's,
Well, I think it
We'll get an
matters,
estimate.
because I think that it would really do the station well to have us represented by this group of people, yourself included.
I really would like to learn more about what
And
other
that,
stations
so
are
it's a
doing.
double-sided coin. I think we win both ways. You know, we have a varied and competent group of people on this board, and I would like for other people in the other PBS stations to know that,
Okay,
so,
Thank
yeah.
all right.
Okay.
So
So she's going.
We'll go ahead and check the estimate, and then the board can approve.
Whatever we need to do, we can do it.
I will send you a copy of my passport.
Okay.
Okay, old business. Anything else under old business, ladies? Nothing? New business? We've kind of covered everything, haven't we?
These commercials we saw, when are they going to be used?
looking at the registration, it's 7:45.
Oh, and when does the new time start for the Buenas?
When the 9 o'clock, it started already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's at 9.
So the
Oh,
news,
Buenos is at 9?
Yes.
Oh, good.
everyday news now is at 9?
Yes.
Oh,
It's going to
That's
be so
good.
much easier
Yes.
for everybody.
I know, when are those commercials we saw, when are they going to be on? Start?
We'll schedule them next week.
Oh, okay,
that would be great also.
I think maybe I'll rotate them every 12 weeks.
yeah.
So, so
No, I think it's a great idea.
6 weeks, that should take us to at least Christmas time, holidays again. And then we'll do the distracted driving, another holiday one, that's good.
Okay, any announcements or further discussion?
Just don't forget oh, I have everyone a kink.
I'd like to announce that I received a letter from the office that lets you know you've been reappointed, and I received my letter saying the governor and lieutenant governor would like to reappoint me for another term on the board, so
I'm sorry.
Congratulations.
I'm happy about that.
All right, congratulations.
Very much.
Yes.
I'm saying, I missed the beginning of whose appointment?
Me,
Oh, good.
I got reappointed.
Reappointed.
Do you, but you
Bravo.
don't need to go to the legislature again, right?
I think
Yes.
so.
Another
Yeah, every time you're confirmed, you gotta go.
confirmation.
Yeah, is that for 4 years or for how many years?
4 years.
Okay, so I think that my appointment would come maybe next year. It's been already 3
Reappointment.
years.
Yeah, you were,
By April.
right, you were like a year after this board was, you were the last person on, except for
Register now.
6:30.
JC, yeah.
6/30/24.
Oh, so until 6:30.
June, yeah.
Okay, so I still have
Yeah,
one,
so-
one more year.
Yeah.
Okay. But I still think that we need some more people, we need some more working people in the board.
I agree.
I wish we had someone from the university, like a senior or graduate student.
Anymore.
Well, keep looking. And
Meaning to ask my son.
were we gonna put a short notice up as saying that if you're interested in serving on the board,
Okay, yes.
Yeah, at UOG.
not necessarily UOG,
No, I'm just,
but,
as
No,
one, I don't
maybe
mean
the
just the
governor's
You have to
UOG.
apply at the governor's office.
well, we need to find somebody, and then we can, ask the governor's office, can we have this person? I mean, I'm fine with that.
Do announcement.
Because, they're kind of busy. If we can help the
Maybe-
process along by
maybe announce it
identifying.
in the news, in Buenas? I mean, let's open it up to qualified people, because actually it's not just us, but also the governor that has to approve it. So we would like somebody that is, not just anyone. but-
So we're going to start with a notice, just a notice on the, between programming, saying if you're interested, or are you a young, energetic person, would you like to help PBS Guam into the next
Yes.
era? And maybe we'll get. We don't want a landslide of candidates, but we sure would like one or two qualified candidates.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, anything else? Anything further?
No?
Everyone?
I am okay.
Ina, anything?
Nope, that's all.
Okay, motion to adjourn?
When's Easter?
Next meeting? Or
Oh, next meeting, sorry. You're right. Next meeting will be
The Easter's on the 9th.
April. What are we looking at? April,
20th?
Thursday.
Not 13th, because I have a doctor. Anyway, that's too early.
The 20th
20th?
20th looks good, yeah.
20th works for me.
and 27 will be if
Backup.
any, yeah.
No.
And is this April?
April
20th?
20,
PBS.
and the 27th will be the backup. Should we not be able to have a meeting on the 20th?
12:30.
12:30. Right here.
Okay. So if there is nothing else, can I Move that the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you very much.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
The time is 1:50 p.m.
1:50 PM.
1:50.